Feldco Football Recap Live is brought to you by Feldco. For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866-4FELDCO, Chicago's home renewal experts. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers, the official truck partner of the Chicago Bears. Hooters. At Hooters, originality isn't just one thing, it's everything. World-famous wings and more, served up by the iconic Hooters girl. Hooters, always original. Dr. Pepper, an American original just like our Chicago Bears. Grab an ice-cold, refreshing Dr. Pepper today at a McDonald's near you. Special Olympics Illinois. Special Olympics Illinois, so I did. Learn more at SOILL.org. Take that. Hey, welcome into Feldco Football Recap Live here at Hooters in Orland Park. Tom Waddle, Alex Brown, I'm David Kaplan. We have the beautiful Grace, one of the Hooters girls here. We've got some hot wings. She's going to come back with all the specials a little later and tell us about some charitable endeavors you guys are involved in. Thank you, Grace. All right, there you go. Make sure you tip your waitresses generously. We got a great crowd out here. Bears lose 30-27 in overtime to the Minnesota Vikings, our Four Seasons heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric game breakdown. Tommy Waddle, they had every chance to win that game. And again, they get A, out-coached, and B, how do you let a punt hit you in the leg and let them recover at the 15-yard line?
You know, I was only asked to return punts when the weather got bad. So I get a call from Steve Kaiser.
He took one all the way.
I did in preseason against the Saints. But
70-yard, right?
When the weather would get bad, they'd call me and say, hey, you know, the forecast is for rain and 40-mile-an-hour winds, so you're going to be back there. That was the only time they ever trusted me to return punts. But
how far was the one you returned for a tutty?
It was about 70 yards.
I'm still shocked. Like,
Yeah.
Me
too.
Not disrespectful,
I am too.
But I'm just, geez.
Well, I can show you video of me beating Dion from the 30-yard line into the end zone, too. So.
Right.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wait,
you saw
the
that.
best part of it is he catches the touchdown. Dion comes, tries to catch him. He makes it to the end zone. The game ends. Dion walks up to him. I'm going to tell the story because it's great. And he says, hey, you're the best white wide receiver in the
100%.
league.
You know he did
He
it.
comes in the locker room, and John Mangum, the old safety, says, what are you all smiles for? Dion told me I'm the best white wide receiver in the league. He goes, well, there's only two of them, you and Eddie McCaffrey. Good
Was
luck.
Steve larger?
You know, it was, at the time it was like, well, there's only three of there's you, there's Eddie McCaffrey, and Ricky Prohl. So,
Ricky Prohl,
you know,
yeah.
put it all into perspective. But to your point, like it's, you know, how many times have we seen them be in situations where they had no business losing and then they had no business winning or vice versa, you know? So
They find a way.
I've never seen a season that had so many like strange moments in it. Like with a minute 55 to go, they were down 11 points. It was 27-16, and you're thinking to yourself that this one salted away. And I think the Vikings actually thought that they had that one put away. But the young quarterback went to work, and strangely enough, they found themselves in overtime, and they had a chance to win and just couldn't close it.
I was shocked Eberflus didn't kick the extra point down 11 and go, oh, God, we should have gone for two.
We have to do both, though. We have to, when they find a way to lose, you have to say it. But then when they put themselves in position to win, which is what they did, everybody thought that game was over, and they put themselves in a position to win. Like everything they had to do right. Caleb make this crazy throw over the field, over the middle of the field. They get in position to kick the field goal. They actually block this time to give Santos Cairo an opportunity to score, to tie the game, to send it in overtime. So you got to give them the kudos for doing the things
They did.
in inopportune or like not so probable situations. And then they got to do the easy stuff. Like the easy stuff is blocking during the game so you can get those 3 points, not allowing the same. It's a copycat league. We all know that. If somebody see you struggle with something one week, they're going to go back and they're going to try it again the following week. They're going to put that in somehow. So I like what I'm seeing. I don't know about y'all. I didn't think we were winning the Super Bowl this year anyway. All right, I think we're building and finding out who's going to be on the team when we are in position to make a playoff run, to get in the playoffs, to get it to an NFC Championship game. I think you find out who's going to be on that team now by seeing who's going to do their job each and every time, who's going to play when there's nothing to play for. That's what I think you find out this time of year.
You know, I said this week, too. I said it last week after the Packers game. There's different levels of football grief and football pain. And, you know, you never want to lose games. You don't want to lose to the Packers. You don't want to lose to the Vikings. These are your division opponents. But I have to say, like, I thought the loss to the Cardinals and then the loss to the Patriots, for me, those hurt more than the last two losses. For me, it's about the quarterback. In the last 2 weeks, you've seen him make progress. You've seen him get back on track. So, like you said, Alex, I mean, I didn't expect this team to win a Super Bowl this year. I thought they would win more games. I thought there was an outside chance they could get to the postseason. But for me, this entire year has been about making sure that the first overall selection is developed correctly and 100%. That he makes progress on a week-in and week-out basis. And it's not going to be linear. All rookies are going to make some mistakes. Like, as well as he played, and he did so many good things.
Overtime,
the sack is inexcusable. And then the following play is a delay of game.
Correct.
So as well as he played to get them in position to go to overtime, then he made a couple of rookie mistakes, and that's life in the NFL with a rookie quarterback.
When you throw out these big words now, I don't know what you be talking about. When you say linear, what we talking about?
Well, it's not a straight line from, you know, the bottom of the mountain to the top of the mountain. There's going to be some moments when you're on the incline, and then you're going to have some moments where you're on the decline.
Like a
but
stock
at the
market
end of the
chart?
Year, yes.
Okay,
Now
gotcha.
you're
Okay,
talking.
there we go.
I'm
All
a
right.
finance major from BC. That's the only way I think.
A heartbeat.
There we go. All right, I'll do that.
Okay.
Like when he just said, he lost me.
Well, you went to Florida.
I
He
did.
went to Boston College.
That's true.
You were focused on winning football games. I was focused on getting a degree because I didn't think my ass was ever going to play in the NFL.
100%.
All right, let's talk about Caleb Williams winging it, brought to you by Hooters. Originality isn't just one thing, it's everything. World-famous wings and more. Served up by the iconic Hooters girl. Hooters, always original. Caleb Williams, 32 of 47, 340 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And I thought he had some throws. I went, that dude throws like a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. And some of them, he had a window like that. Zoom. And the one down the sideline to DeAndre Swift took my breath away.
Yes. He's unbelievable.
He's the real deal.
He is. He's the real deal.
Like the cult members out there that wanted to hang on to Justin, after that game, they had to go, okay, I get it.
Okay, so you see those plays, and those are the big plays. Those are flash plays. But the thing, if I had a quarterback, which we do, and I think he has this trait of at the end of the first half, like just for halftime, at the end of games, he is constantly putting us in position to kick a field goal. He at Washington, the last 3 drives took us all. We would have scored all 3 drives, but somebody decides to give the backup center the ball and he fumbles.
Correct.
It didn't bother him. We got the ball again. He took us right down and scored. Took the lead. The Green Bay game put us in position. Right. What was the other one? There was a few other games where he's just that's what he does. The Indy game. Like, this is what he does. He just does it, and that is the trait that I want in my quarterback. In the most stressful parts of the game, his heartbeat slows down.
So let me
and
ask
he's able to do it. Justin Fields was dead last in fourth quarter play at quarterback when he was here, over the 3 years he was here.
Correct.
Now we have somebody on the other end of that.
Correct.
Which is so
we got
awesome.
that dude.
Yes.
So let me ask something. I was talking to Chris Canty today, Super Bowl champ. Tommy, he said, the Bears would never take Caleb if they were picking over again 1-1. I said, you're out of your mind. They would absolutely take him 1-1. Do you agree?
I would too. Yeah. I mean, look, and it's been a good crop of rookie quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels did some really good things early in the season.
He's
I think they
settling down a
catered to
little.
him.
He is.
But again, that's what I'm talking about, the roller coaster ride that rookie quarterbacks take. Bo Nix has done a great job in Denver. Denver's 7-5 now, and they're a postseason team.
He
as
also
we
has
said.
Sean Payton.
He's got Sean Payton. You know, Drake May has done some good things as well. So I wouldn't redraft any differently. I think this kid's got exactly what you want from him. He's making progress. The ball's coming out quick. He's making good decisions. You can see the throws that he's capable of making. There are going to be moments where you scratch your head and you're going to be a little bit disappointed, but that's, as I said, that's life with a rookie quarterback. But over the course of the season, what you're going to see, I think, is continued growth. And he's settling in now as well. And it's not just the throws. He's making really good decisions. He's running the ball very effectively. It's 1, 2, 3, balls out, or 1, 2, 3, he's escaping and ejecting the pocket, and he's running with purpose and he's running smart. I think he's every bit as escapable as Justin was. Once he gets in the open field, he's not the runner that Justin was, but he runs smart, he runs effective, and it's part of the repertoire.
I thought the one where he hurdled over the defender laying on the ground and then got the first down and got out of it, I was like, that's a legit play by a star.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you'll ever see the same plays that Justin had because the defense was different. The defense they were running against Justin was different. You run a lot of man because you want him to actually put the ball. You want to make him beat you on a man coverage. By throwing it. This kid right here, he can throw it.
Well,
but you got a lot of eyes that's still watching him in the pocket, so he can't run like that.
The throws he made over the middle of the field.
Bullets.
Justin would never try those.
No, he wouldn't even try. No.
He had several throws. Like he threw 2 seam routes. And you know, this is the progression a young quarterback makes. There were a couple of opportunities to throw that seam route against the Patriots, and he just didn't. He didn't let it rip. There was 2 seam routes he threw. He threw one to Keenan Allen as soon as he bends around the linebacker. And not only does he throw it on time, he has a safety closing. Keenan has a safety closing on him. So what Caleb does, he throws it to the back shoulder of Keenan in the seam. So not only does he make the right decision, he throws the ball exactly where it needs to be. They did the same thing with Cole Kmet in the second half. He throws it to a spot. The throw that he made to DJ that got them in field goal range to tie the game.
Dynamite.
I mean, think about what you have to do. It's about a 30-yard throw. So you've got to be able to throw it with the velocity to get it there, but you also have to throw it with the arc to get it over the outstretched hands of the nickelback. And if you watch the play from behind, you just watch it and you're kind of amazed that he can combine the velocity with the arc on the ball. Most guys couldn't get the ball there without throwing it on a line,
right?
And it would have either been intercepted or it would have been tipped. But he's got the arm strength and the touch to get it over that outstretched arm. I mean, it's a throw that, not to, to get weird about it, but it's a throw that a lot of guys in the league can't make. And he's 23 years old and a rookie. And that's why, over the course of the game, I can point out things that he missed. He missed a few throws. The sack was inexcusable. But at the end of the day, if you're not excited about what the future holds for this young kid, then you're a tough nut to crack.
So let me ask you guys a question, because again, this is business, not personal. I'm sure Matt is a wonderful father and husband and neighbor and all of that. I think he's a horrible football coach. I really do. I think they're getting out-coached on a regular basis.
Head coach.
Head coach.
Okay.
He may be a really good DC.
Well, he is a really good DC.
I thought he had a bad day against Minnesota.
Well, sure. We have bad days. Cap, don't be like that. Don't be like that. We have bad days, but he's a good DC.
I got to be honest with you. I'm more concerned with their defense right now than their offense, because even if you go back to the Packer game,
yes,
the Packers averaged 8.5 yards per play. They averaged 14.4 yards per pass attempt. The reason why they didn't have 450 yards is the Bears held the ball for 36 minutes, and they kept Jordan Love off the field. Like, they moved the ball pretty freely up and down the field, but the Bears kept them off the field because they were very good on third downs. They were 9-16, and they held the ball for 36 minutes. And I believe the Vikings had well over 400 yards and 30 points. I think that they've lost their stinger a little bit. They don't have Billings in the middle. They don't have Brisker. I think it could get messy on Thanksgiving Day with regard to how the Lions can control the line of scrimmage and run the ball against this defense that has really struggled to stop the run.
I said it a couple weeks ago when you knew Brisker was going to be out a little longer. His defense is a Doberman pincher. He's a Doberman, but ain't got no teeth. He just look like he'll bite you. He ain't gonna bite you. No. Like, that's what his defense is. And Jacobs ran downhill on us.
Yep.
Minnesota ran downhills until Mr. Mr. Biles made a play on him and took the ball from him. But other than that, like, there was nothing that was stopping the run.
Did you just call him Mr. Biles?
Yeah, I did.
I'm sure he loves that.
I know he does. You gotta love it. Mr. Biles. Yeah, I always call him that.
Pretty funny. Simone's husband. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look at where they're at, if I told you they're going to get an elite coach, whoever that elite coach is, and it's going to completely upgrade what's going on there, how close are they to being a really good football team?
I don't think they're as close as you think they are until they upgrade their offensive line and they find another pass rusher on the other side of what hopefully will be a healthy
Okay,
Montez
with
Sweat.
a 1, 2 twos, a 3.
Well, you got to pick the right guys. Like I mean, like you can have all those picks, but you got to make sure that you find players that can actually do the job.
If we had better coaching, this year, I don't think we lose the Washington game. I don't think we lose the Green Bay game. I think we're sitting in position that we're looking at the playoffs with better coaching.
At the worst,
in the
you're
same
6
team.
and 5.
In the same team, same offensive line, same rookie quarterback, same everything that's been going on. With better coaching, I just believe that we're 3 games better. I hear you are what your records say. No. If the coaching was better, this team would have a better record. I believe that.
Tommy?
No, I agree. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt. But at the end of the day, I still believe you win the game at the line of scrimmage. And
True.
they're not good enough on the line of scrimmage. And I think Caleb is the deodorant for a lot of the stink that goes on up there, whether it's ball coming out quick now or him getting out of the pocket, ejecting, and running for first downs. I thought the offensive line played pretty well this week. But until you secure what's going on up front, they're not running the ball well. Like Caleb ran it for 70 yards 2 weeks ago. He ran it for another 30 this week. If you look at, I think that between Swift and Roschon Johnson, and I think DJ had 1 carry, they had 16 carries for 40 yards.
They had the 2 running backs had less yards than Caleb ran for.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's the best front of a quarterback? I mean, it's a good running game.
100%.
So, I mean, I agree with you. Better coaching is going to lead you in the right direction. But you have to secure what you're doing up front. You just have to on both sides of the ball, in my opinion.
Okay, so if you guys were, let's assume Eberflus is not here. I believe if they get drubbed on Thursday, he gets fired Friday morning. I truly believe that.
Oh, well, he need to pack his bags because Detroit, listen, they got 2 cats. Jahmyr Gibbs don't give 2 cents about nobody. He is running downhill. And that other guy they got,
David Montgomery.
he got a real problem with Chicago. So he is coming ready to go. If they don't run the ball 45 times, I will be shocked. 45 times. They're downhill. That's it. And if we don't stop them, they don't care. They will beat you. This team, and this is crazy because we're talking about Detroit. Detroit will beat you 50-0.
They play with an edge, too.
They do.
And you can't tell me that it's not still in their mind that
what
the Bears
happened
beat them
last
here in
year.
Chicago. They
Drubbed
want to
them.
put it on everybody.
Yes.
They haven't played well on Thanksgiving. They want to get that monkey off their back as well. So I think you're going to face a very determined Detroit team. I get what you're saying, and everything you're saying makes sense. I'll believe it when I see it because, the best way to predict history is to look at the past. They've never done something like that, Cap. I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. I'm not saying they won't do it. But if they do it, it will be a pivot and a turn in a direction that they've never gone in.
Well, I think you have to. Whose decision is it?
It's got to be Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren,
Okay,
right?
well then if it is, then they weren't here. They weren't here in that long history, right?
Right.
So they have, I think that history doesn't apply to them. The history, if it's their decision, then that history doesn't apply to them.
Like, I was interviewing Keenan Allen yesterday with Mercedes Lewis, and I asked Keenan, I go, what happened on the 4th and 4 play? And you can find it on my Instagram. He said, literally, we're out there, we know we're going for it. But here comes the long snapper, the kicker, and the holder. And we're like, get off the field. He said, Caleb's yelling at them. at the same exact time, Eberflus is looking to somebody on the sideline. What are we doing? Are we going? Are we kicking?
He's asking somebody else?
They're trying to debate this.
Okay.
He said, this is from Keenan Allen. He heard it, right? And he said, at this point, finally we get them off the field, and Caleb starts to hear Thomas Brown, and it gets a 15 on the play clock, and his headset goes dead. He goes, oh, God.
So he
said-
just winged it.
So he said he looked at his arm. The clock is running down. He goes,
right.
all right, we're running that. Well, it's a run play. And they're like, we can't run a run play on 4th and 4. He's like, alert, alert. And he checked out of the run play to the pass that was linked to the run play. He said, we had no chance.
That can't be, but these things can't be coming from the field. Like, you have to have a plan. You have to have a decision, and that's got to come from the sideline, and it's got to come from the head coach.
Yes.
He's got to be several steps ahead of all of these situations. He's got to be thinking to himself, if we get to less than 4 and 6, we're going for this. So everybody be prepared. So we're going to keep the sideline. We're going to keep the field goal team on the sideline unless we're at a distance where we don't think we can convert 4th down.
I was talking to Pat Manley today on my way here. And he said when he was the long snapper, he goes, before the 3rd down play, Lovey would have his arm up, and he goes, it would be Robbie, it would be Pat, and whoever.
Maynard?
Yeah, Maynard,
Yeah.
the holder. He said, and Lovey would be listening, like, okay, if we get 5 or less, we're going for it. You guys stay right here, or, all right, get out there. He said, we never had that kind of chaos. Lovey was completely a play ahead every time.
Lovey wasn't thinking about calling defensive plays. He wasn't thinking about that. I mean, he would help, sure, but he had a defensive coordinator that he allowed to do defensive coordinator
That's why
job.
I don't think head coaches should be calling offense or defense.
It works in Green Bay. It works
does.
in Minnesota.
It works in
It works
Denver.
it works a lot of places. It works in
does.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, it works
Jimmy
in a lot
Johnson
of spots.
was on Fox the other day. He goes, I believe a D coordinator should be calling the plays, not the head coach. And I believe the offensive coordinator should not be the head coach. That's his philosophy. It's old school.
Wow.
Old school.
There's more than one way to get to the top of the mountain.
No question.
Yes, linear.
But you have to have somebody. Well, no, you can go up and then go down and go back up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's all
It's
linear.
true.
It's all linear.
Nothing in life is linear, Alex.
Nothing in life is
like,
linear.
I don't know,
Okay.
maybe in your life, but not in mine. There's been plenty of valleys in my world.
Yeah.
It hadn't been from the bottom to the top on a straight shot. Never.
What did you guys think of Sam Darnold's play? Because, like, that guy sucked in New York. He was crappy in Carolina. And Kevin O'Connell gets a hold of it. I'm like, wow, that dude looks pretty good to me.
He played a lot better against us. But he did have guys running wide open, too. So
He threw for 330 yards.
yeah. He had guys, he had guys running wide open. Our defense isn't playing very well. No. He had regressed a little bit, probably past 2 or 3 games, and then I think he kind of found his stride again when they played us. And it's unfortunate for us, but even when he's playing like this, we still can beat them. Like, we still, had a chance to beat that team. So, yeah.
I think his rehabilitation started last year when he was at San Francisco.
Yeah, as a backup,
And
he
listen,
got Kyle's.
Yeah, you're
working
in
with
a
him.
system with Kyle Shanahan, and you're rewired. And then Kevin O'Connell is one of these guys from the Shanahan and McVay tree. He's getting very well coached on a game in and
Yep.
game out basis.
Yep.
I mean, listen, he was the second pick of the draft, first or second pick of the draft. He's got talent. He just needed to find himself in a better situation. He's got Hawkinson, he's got Jefferson, he's got Addison.
Yep.
He's got a good, solid offensive line. He's got Aaron Jones behind him.
His
And
best
he's got-
offensive lineman isn't even playing.
Right.
Dinosaur.
And he's got a head coach that knows how to get the best out of him. So
Who was hired 22 days after Eberflus.
Well, when
Same cycle.
when they lost their left tackle, they went and got another left tackle
Yeah, Cam
immediately.
Robinson.
Cam Robinson,
They went and
the,
got one.
the Alabama kid.
It's like, when you
and
don't
he
have
went
something, go
down
get him.
during the game.
He did, yep.
Our Chevy drive of the game brought to you by the Chicagoland Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. They are the official truck partner of the Chicago Bears. Fourth quarter, 8 plays, 40 yards. Caleb to Keenan Allen, a 1-yard touchdown. Let me ask you guys this. Did you like the decision on the touchdown? It's 24-10. Bears score. Did you like the decision to go for 2? I did not like that decision. I would have kicked the extra point.
I'm kicking the extra point. I'm not an analytical guy. I'm not. I don't like that analytics crap. I don't like it. Give me my point. I'm good.
And then I'm 7 down, a touchdown.
Correct.
And then at the end, if it's final seconds, you want to
If
go
I
for
want to go for
2
2,
to win
then
it,
I go for it.
Then
I go for 2 in the fourth quarter. That's what I'm going for.
What do you say?
I wouldn't argue against it, but I understand why they do it. And a lot of teams do this down 14 because if you get the 2-point conversion, now all you have to do is kick a field goal and you can win the game. Or if you don't get the 2-point conversion like they didn't, you have another opportunity if you are successful on the next 2-point conversion to get 14. I wouldn't argue against if you guys said, hey, I'm kicking it. By the same token, I don't have a problem with how they did it. I think a lot of teams are aggressive in that fashion. I think it's also you throw the analytics out of the mix, and you have to have a feel for your team. I'll go back to the Packers game, okay? I couldn't understand, and I think LaFleur is one of the best coaches in the league. It was 4th and goal from the 6, and he decided to go for it.
Yeah.
Now, this is why I would have never gone for it. The Bears are the #1 red zone defense in the league, and the Packers are dead last in red zone offense.
Okay.
So I don't care what the analytics say.
I
When
know
I've
what
got
my
that
eyes
match,
tell me.
I got that matchup. It doesn't work for me. I kick the field goal. I take the points. If it was the other way around, and the Packers were the #1 red zone offense, and the Bears were the 32nd ranked red zone defense, I may have felt differently. So I think that the analytics they're universal. But you also have to, I think you have to factor in a lot of other things when you make those decisions.
If I told you Matt LaFleur was the coach of the Bears and Eberflus was the coach of the Packers, which team would, I made the coaching change, which team is better?
I think the Packers have better overall talent at this point in a
do.
lot of areas. I think the quarterback's ahead of our quarterback right now. I think their offensive line's better than ours right now. I think their running back's better than ours.
I'm not sure I agree on the quarterback. Jordan Love has not played well this year. They got a good
Jordan
team.
Love threw for over 30 touchdowns and over 4,000 yards last year.
I'm talking about this year.
Well, I get that, but C.J. Stroud had a historic season
He's
last
having
year.
a bad year.
That's the route of a quarterback. But I would suggest to you that Jordan Love's body of work so far is better than Caleb's.
So if I told you
Ultimately,
you could draft right now for the next 10 years, you can have Caleb, you can have Jordan Love. Who are you taking?
I would probably take Caleb at this point, but to answer your question, that may take a few years before one is playing better than the other. So,
I think
these
the
are
Bears
all
are better.
hypothetical questions. You're in the field ain't hypothetical.
We call
It is
those
not. It is not.
capatheticals.
Yeah.
Capatheticals?
Yeah.
I think if you just change the coaching staffs, I think the Bears will beat them because I think the coaches have a lot to do with it. So, yeah, you can have the more talented team. I think we lost to the New England Patriots. I think we're a more talented football team than them, but we got out-coached. So I think we're more talented as Arizona, and we lost to them because we got out-coached. Like Washington, they're not more talented than our team. We got out-coached. That's why we're losing football games is because we're being out-coached, and that is something that we have to change.
I think the Packers are 11-0 against us in the last 11 games.
Yes, they
I'm
are.
sorry. I got to see us beat them before I'm going to say to you, Cap, that we got a better team.
But
than
it's
them.
the coach. It's the coach he hasn't
Right, but
lost
I'm
to the
talking
Bears.
about
If
Matt
you remove
LaFleur's-
him,
Matt
if you remove
LaFleur's
him,
with us.
then like LaFleur's with us.
LaFleur's 11-0 against
He
us.
is.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you take him out, then hey, we
And
got a new streak going,
If
baby.
I got him and they got Eberflus, oh my God, the Moose Lodge up in Green Bay not going to be a happy place.
Nah.
Oh,
It all sounds great. All I know is that Green Bay went to the postseason last year. I think they won their first playoff game,
And then they
lost in a very close game to San Francisco, who ended up representing the NFC in the Super Bowl. So, look, do I want to sit here and tell you I like the Packers team better than I like ours? No. But at the moment, they've accomplished more than we've accomplished.
No question. But I'm taking
a players'
LaFleur.
league. It's a players' league, and I get it. We're not getting the benefit of the doubt from our staff at times.
Right.
But I just can't argue for our guys at the moment until I see it. Maybe I just live in this world of, show me.
Yeah.
I'm firmly planted in Missouri. I'm in the show me state right now.
Yes.
You could sit here in the hypothetical, the capathetical state, but I got to see it before I believe
the
it.
sick thing is, he called me before the season. Offensive line's going to be a problem.
I did.
Oh, absolutely not. We'll be fine.
And I told you they didn't have enough pass rush.
And he was
we
right.
don't. We do not.
He is sitting in my kitchen, and I said, dude, you're so wrong. This Trubisky kid's going to be really good. How'd that one work out for me,
Did not work out. No, did not
That's
work
when
out.
I had those knives that weren't
Yes.
sharp
Oh,
enough.
yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Tommy,
Man,
we're
come
doing
on.
a Super Bowl cooking show, and I have these expensive knives, except I'm trying to cut the chicken.
They can't even cut chicken.
and
What? You need to get rid of these things. They can't cut chicken. I can
But
use my fork
if
and cut the
Matt
chicken.
LaFleur had brought the knives over, maybe you could have cut the chicken.
That's a great point. That is a great
It's not
point.
the knife, it's the coach.
Our special teams play of the game brought to you by Special Olympics Illinois. When voices tell us you can't or you won't, we simply say, I did. Special Olympics Illinois, so I did. Learn more at SOILL.org. Special Olympics Illinois, so I did. The onside kick, that was, I never saw that coming. I'm like, well, this game's over. Whoa, we got that.
Well, it's because teams were 0-12, I think, on it at that point when the ball was kicked, because I think there were 2 other onside kicks on Sunday that weren't successful. So, some days you just need, some days you're the bug, other days you're the windshield, as they say. So
that was incredible.
It was. They put themselves in position to win. They didn't do a good job of doing that early in the game, but then late in the game, they did the things necessary to get themselves in
how
overtime.
do you grade the special teams play in that game? Because you made a game-tying field goal with no time left that was that close to being blocked. You had the onside kick recovery, but then you fumbled or muffed a punt and got a kick blocked.
I think you're a D. You
And
get
you got
a D.
a 55-yard return.
You get a D. It's like taking a test. You take a test and you got 80 plays on the test. You got 80 questions. Okay, you can miss a few. You take a test and you ain't got but 4 plays. Well, damn. You mess up 3 of them, that's an F. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think we got to go.
What would you say?
I give you a D as well. DeAndre Carter can't let that thing happen. You can't get a field goal blocked.
Yes.
Carter bounced back with a nice return that put them in Viking territory, gave them a chance. The onside kick thing is more of just good fortune and luck.
You got a break.
Yeah.
All right.
You got a break.
We have got to take a quick timeout. It's Feldco Football Recap Live. We're at Hooters in Orland Park. We got a great crowd. We'll be right back.
The days are shorter and the chill is setting in. Is your home ready to face the cold?
Feldco's energy-efficient windows can save you money and keep you warm this winter. Right now, buy one window and you'll get one free. Plus, no money down and no interest until 2026. Specifically designed for the Midwest, our windows are also backed by nearly 50 years of experience in the industry.
Buy one window, get one free, and soon. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Apt. For the best appliances for football season, shop at Apt. Pleasing people since 1936. Find them at apt.com. 4 Seasons, heating, plumbing, air conditioning, and electric. For all the right reasons, 4 Seasons.
When you're on the tollway, peace of mind is just a call away. With the Illinois Tollway Star 999 service, help is always at your fingertips. Whether it's a flat tire or an unexpected breakdown, our dedicated team is here to assist you anytime and anywhere on the tollway. Drive with confidence knowing that Star 999 is just a dial away. Remember, Star 999, we're always there when you need it.
All right, our apt player of the game. Go to Apt Electronics in Glenview. Use the promo code Kaplan25. Get $25 off any purchase over $150. Apt is just a great, great sponsor. For your favorite game day snacks, a new Whirlpool range is the perfect choice for best appliances for football season. Shop at Apt, pleasing people since 1936. Again, Kaplan 25 for $25 off. We have Grace here from Hooters. So what you got some amazing specials here. Tell us what we got going.
Hooters has a variety of new menu items for the football season, including our delicious tender tacos and pretzel bites. We are also participating in our annual tradition, Operation Hooters Operation Calendar Drop. For several years, customers have been able to purchase Hooters calendars, and Hooters donates them to our troops overseas. If you would like to spread some holiday cheer, visit your local Hooters today.
Awesome.
And they can even get them autographed, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
Grace,
thank you,
what are
Grace.
these called? What are
We-
these right here?
Those are the
These
pickle
right here?
fries. Funnel fries.
Funnel fries. Okay.
Funnel fries are very popular.
Oh yeah, I'm a
They're very
big
good.
funnel guy. Yep.
All right, thank you, Grace.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. All right, again.
I
give
think
the-
I'm the hater here at the table, aren't I? Like,
No,
I don't think
ain't
the
no
team's
question about
nearly
that.
as good as,
There's no
as everybody
question.
else. I mean, you guys talk like this team's 7-4, not 4-7.
They should be 7-4.
Should they?
They got a bad head coach.
We're putting hypotheticals in, and you're not allowing us in your mind. You're
I
getting
know
rid of the
people in here would
hypotheticals.
like to hear they fired Matt Eberflus, right? It's business, not personal. He's just not very good at his job.
I told you last year at the end of the season they needed to make a coaching change, and you kept telling me the players love him and they want to play for him.
That's all I said was the players said they like the guy and they like playing for him.
But I told you last year the right thing for them to do was to move off of him and bring in a coach that
Like
you could
Jim
put on the
Harbaugh.
same timeline as your quarterback. So, like, this isn't new to me. Like, I've spent the last 12 months thinking that this was going to probably go the way that it went because you had the wrong guy on the headset. So,
It's not
take
good.
that.
Take that, exactly right. All right, we got questions from this great group of guys right back there.
Uh-oh.
One of them wants to know, will Rome Odunze be expected to be the wide receiver 1 next year? Tommy, you're the wide receiver.
I've been most impressed with him of all three. I think Keenan's a borderline Hall of Famer. He's had a great career. Some of his quickness is not on display the way that it was several years ago, but he's still a guy you can get stuff out of. DJ's a fabulous player, very strong. I think they're doing a good job now of getting him the ball in space, kind of like the 49ers do with Deebo Samuel. I think Rome's the best downfield route runner. I think that at some point in the future, I think he's going to be a true one. I really like him. He made a great catch. I don't know if it was 4th down or 3rd down in the middle of the field in between two Vikings
And bent
defenders.
back to get it.
Fantastic play. He's got a lot of talent, a lot of skill, good size, good speed, good wiggle. I think ultimately there's a time where he will be their one.
I think he has the talent to be the number one. DJ needs 15 targets a game, like he was getting before Keenan came and Odunze came. Odunze doesn't need that. DJ's going to be a really, really good number 2 when Odunze takes over.
Okay, this one's for Alex. Who would you rather have as your coach heading into a playoff game? Matt Eberflus, Matt Nagy, or Mark Trestman? Take that.
Jesus.
Matt Nagy is the answer.
No, is it his first year?
Is death an option?
Have the defense? Okay, that wasn't on the question. All right. What team? Oh gosh. All right, Matt Nagy. Fine. Matt. I have not heard one good thing about that one coach from Canada.
Mark Trestman?
Trestman. I ain't heard nothing good about him. Like I heard it was all bad. I ain't played for him, so I don't know.
It was horrible.
I heard it was real bad. Yeah.
Awful. Absolutely
At
awful.
his opening press conference, he actually said, he made obviously a mistake. He goes, we're going to have a team that is selfish and undisciplined.
That's what he said.
He meant to say
meant to say-
selfless and disciplined. He said selfish and
We
undisciplined.
still play that drop.
They should have got him up out of here right then.
So the funny thing is,
It should have been done.
They had the number 2 offense in his first year here. They had the number 2 offense in the league. It didn't translate, but
they went 8-8.
yeah.
Wow.
And then the funny thing is, the Chicago Bears, I'm hearing the rumor that's who they're going to hire. Got down to him and Bruce Arians. They were both in the building. And so I'm going through my Rolodex of numbers of guys. I've got a billion numbers. I'm like, oh, Tim Brown. I got Tim Brown's number. I call Tim Brown, the Hall of Fame receiver, Heisman winner.
Sure.
He played for Trestman when Trestman was the OC with the Raiders.
Yeah.
He's like, hello. I said, Tim, my name's David Kaplan. I'm calling. Can I interview you, talk some football? Absolutely. I don't even tell him why. He comes on. I said, Tim, we're getting word the Bears are about to hire Mark Trestman as their new coach. He said, in what role? I said, the head coach. He's like, oh, there's no chance that'll work. I'm like, what do you mean? You played for him. He goes, he'll coach from the back of the room. He's not a leader of men, and that won't last 2 years. And he was right on the money.
Wow. Wow.
All right,
Why didn't you tell him?
They'd already hired him.
Why didn't you tell the Bears? You didn't want to share this information?
George doesn't want to hear from me.
Hey, can y'all please tell Cap it is no
Still
longer
doesn't.
a Rolodex? It is. Just hit the phone book app. That's it. All the numbers are in there. You don't have to do this Rolodex thing, Cap. Cap, come on. I love you.
I'm old.
I love you, but my God. Rolodex.
What is a Rolodex? Thoughts, Tommy Waddle, on Mike Vrabel as the next head coach? He's an alpha. I hear he's an alpha who is very tough to get along with.
I would say this just in general terms. At the end of the year, if in fact it is the route they're taking, Ryan Poles, all of his decisions haven't all worked out. But I believe the process he has gone through for all of his decisions has been the right process. Again, you're not going to hit on everything, but I think he'll do an extensive search. If Ryan comes to the conclusion that this is your guy and it's going to cost $15 million a year to hire him, or this is the guy and it may be an uncomfortable personality in the office, if he gets denied on either of those fronts, then I would suggest to Ryan, and he's not asking for my advice, I'd tell him I can't do my job any longer. You can't not hire a coach based on what it's going to cost to pay him or the personality that you think will be too difficult to get along with. I don't know Vrabel at all. I know that it's a strong personality. The point I'm making, if Ryan Poles decides that that is the answer and somebody in the building says no because it's an uncomfortable personality, then Ryan's not being allowed to do his job. So money can't be an issue. Personality can't be an issue. It can't be just a nice guy who's making middle-of-the-pack money. It's got to be the right guy. You've invested your entire franchise in this quarterback. Find somebody that you feel is the best to develop him, regardless of personality, regardless of money.
So that's where I'm at. If the face of this franchise is 18 and going to be 18 moving forward, you have to get a head coach in here that can stay with him.
Yes.
If you go and get, let's just say for sake of conversation, you go and get Vrabel, he's going to have to get an offensive coordinator. If that offensive coordinator does what you think he's going to do and help 18, he's going to leave and go get a head coaching job somewhere. So then you're going to have to get another offensive coordinator.
And at that point, it'll be the fourth offense he'll be in.
Correct. So you have to find somebody, and I think, yes, okay, if Ryan Poles, if the way he selects a coach, it needs to be skewed a little bit because it has to be, in my opinion, I think it has to be an offensive-minded coach that can help 18 get to the next level.
So if Mike Vrabel said, I'm keeping Thomas Brown as my OC.
It's been 2 games.
Agreed. I think Tommy and I have talked about this.
Yeah.
Like anointing him the next Bill Walsh. They scored 19 points one week. That would have won. My wife said to me, how many games would that have won this week in the NFL? I counted them. I go, 2. She's like, so can you stop saying, A, Caleb was magnificent. That's exactly what he said to me. I got the same thing from my wife at the dinner table. And 2, that is not the greatest offensive coordinator in the history of the world.
I would say this.
We don't know that yet.
I think Thomas has done a really nice job, and the thing I think he's done best is he's connected with these guys, and his message is resonating.
They like him as a guy, and they said he holds them accountable.
Absolutely. You scored 19 points against the Packers. You scored 16 in the first 58 minutes against the Vikings. And what you did against the Packers to get in field goal range and what you did in the final minute 55 to tie that game and go into overtime, to me, was more a product of the young quarterback making plays than it was this offensive game plan or play calling got you where you needed to go. I'm not shitting on Thomas at all. I think he's done a really nice job.
Yeah.
I
agree.
It's just, I would say, whoa, that thing, and
Like,
let it
slow
breathe.
your roll.
Our 2005 team, our offense, y'all can fact check me on this, but I think we we averaged like 14 points a game. We won 11-5.
Yeah.
Because I don't care what the offense does. We, as a defense, we can't give up more points than they score. That's it, and we'll win. So just change the way you think. I don't care what they can score 21 points, that's fine. If they score 17, then we'll give up 13. It's the mentality I think you have to have, and also you have to have the talent too. So, and I don't think they have that defensive talent. I thought they did. They started to lose some guys. You got guys like Sweat he's banged up. You don't know if he's not 100% out there. So it's just they're a little different. Billings, you lose Brisker. Like that defense isn't the same defense they came into the season with. But I think 19, 20 points is enough with this defense fully tacked. I think it's enough to win. 2005.
16.3.
Oh, he didn't take out the punt returns and all that stuff. But yeah, okay, sure, okay. 16.3. Then 06 was what? 20. It was 26, I think.
You're going to win a lot of football games giving up less than 17 points per game.
Yes. 26.7 points. That was with Rex Grossman, the quarterback that everybody hates here. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Oh gosh. Stop it. Don't do that.
He
Don't
was
do it,
not
Cap.
that
Don't
good.
do it, Cap.
Wow. James Robnett is posting this comment. Mark Trestman, a 401 winning percentage in Chicago. Matt Eberflus, 311. I have no clue why he is still here.
Because they don't like change. They just don't. They don't like change.
But what I don't understand is, I use this analogy all the time.
Yeah,
If
listen, Cap. There's a difference between what they should do and what historically they have done.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
And I'm not making excuses for them. I'm just saying, if you want to know why they are still where they are, it's, again, look to the past to predict the future. Until they decide to change the way they're doing business, expect more of the same.
But if, we bought expensive microphones and cameras and all that, and if these microphones, which cost a lot of money, you can't really hear what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I hear when you talk anyway.
That's it. And guess what? I'm going to go buy new microphones. I'm not going to go, well, we already bought them, we got to use them. You got to be able to hear us.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, you got to keep trying. I think
Like,
it's just like the quarterback.
How
If
does
you don't get it
Ryan,
right, keep trying.
Kevin, George watch the nonsense that's going on and go, yeah, I'm good with it? I don't get it.
I'm not going to tell you again that they should have changed at the end of last season because I've already said it 1,000 times. So,
You're right.
You get in life. Mike Ditka told me a long time, told everybody, the great American philosopher Mike Ditka, you get in life what you're willing to tolerate. If they're willing to tolerate this up at Hallis Hall in the back offices,
then you deserve
this
what
is
you're
what
getting.
you're going to get. When you decide you're no longer willing to tolerate this and you're willing to make a change, that's when things will change.
Well, it sounds like it's the McCaskey family that's calling all the shots, but we're constantly blaming the president or the general manager for all the wrong things that go on. Well, if they're not allowed to do their job, then is it really their fault? You know what I mean? Is it their fault? I mean, Ryan Pace was here, and I think the first real pick that he made was the Trubisky pick. I think that was the first real pick he made because it had nothing to do that was going to help Fox. Fox was gone. Like as soon as he made that pick for a quarterback that's going to help him in 2 years, presumably, then he was gone.
And,
like,
and
it was
Ryan
over.
Pace called you that, or texted you
He
that
texted
night.
me that night, yes.
That night he makes a pick. Tell Tommy what he said to you.
So we make the pick. I'm thinking we're going to go a different
you
way.
knew
Let me take a quick guess. He's going to tell you that he just drafted the next Drew Brees.
Well, hold on. Let me tell you. So So, but
And
you know
were
he
with
was
him
at the
in
same.
New
So,
Orleans.
yeah. So Ryan was the one that picked me up from the airport when I went down to New Orleans. So he spent a lot of time down there, and I get that text. I was like, listen, you got to have some big, you know what, to make that pick. He texts me back, Alex, I think he's the next Drew Brees.
Okay, so I was right. I was right.
You were
I didn't
dead
know
right.
that.
Dead right. Dead right. That's exactly what he texted me. I was like, oh, okay. Well, because if he's the next Drew Brees, then nobody care.
Right.
So you better be right. That's it. Like, it's fine. You can go out on a limb and do it. It just better work. Like, if my son is at first and he wants to steal second, he's like, Dad, I got it. Well, hell, go. You just better get there. That's
Right.
it.
You better not get thrown out.
Hey, Dad, I can still on this pitcher at any time. Hey, we got 2 outs. I'm going to third. Well, you just better not get out. If you get out at third, the third out, come on, you can't do that. You know you can't do that. So it just has to work if you do it. And that's crazy that you said that, because that's exactly what he said. Exactly. I was like, okay, cool. Like, fine, then we're good. We got Drew Brees. Shoot.
Didn't quite work out that way.
Did not quite work that way.
Somebody at the table back there said dark horse for head coach, Tom Waddle.
That's nonsense. I told you guys a story, didn't I? First of all, to be a coach in the National Football, to be a coach anywhere, it's such a commitment. Like,
Yes.
it's got to be in your heart. It's got to be, what you're passionate about. It must consume you. I was on vacation with my wife. I'd been retired for a couple of years, and my cell phone rings. I think we were in Hawaii on a vacation, and it's Ditka, and he's like, "Hey, Tom, I know this is out of nowhere, but I'm taking the Saints job, and I want you to be my wide receivers coach." And I was just speechless. And I was like, because I played for Mike for 4 years, and I had nothing but respect for him and admiration. And I took a little bit of time. I said, "Coach, let me talk this over with my wife. I've got 2 young kids at the time. Can I get back to you tomorrow?" He said, "Absolutely, take your time." I remember sitting in the hotel talking to my wife, tears rolling down my face because I was just so torn. And I called him back and said, "Coach, I got too much respect for you to say yes." And that may sound odd to you, but if I took the job, my heart wouldn't be in it in the manner in which you need it to be in. I couldn't do for you what you need me to do because I'm worn out. I've done football stuff since I was 8 years old. I've got a young family. As flattered as I am, it's not right for me. It's not right for you. So I have to respectfully decline.
That is so hard.
Yeah.
God, that had to be
so
hard.
Oh my God, because I had more respect for him than anybody in the league. He's the only reason why
You loved
they
him.
kept me. They kept me on the team.
Man.
But it was the right decision from both angles.
If you
I
didn't
wouldn't-
have kids, would you have taken the job?
I don't think so because, again, I didn't have Alex's talent. I mean, every day in practice, I had to dive for shit. Like, we're in walkthroughs and I'm diving for balls because it was the only way I kind of could find my way into
What
the
year
league.
would this have been? 97?
Whenever he took the job, I don't know. They let him go after the 92 season. I retired in 95. I don't know when he took the Saints job.
Because you may have already been. Were you already working with me?
I may have been.
So you didn't want to leave me.
That's right. I didn't want to leave you.
Yes.
97.
But I just think that profession, I have so much respect for the people to do it. It's got to be your everything to do it. I could have never done it.
You finished the NFL in 97?
95. My last year was 94. I went to the Bengals in 95 and had a knee and hip injury, and I didn't even get out of minicamp. My hip and knee both swelled, and I was done.
I was just trying to figure out what I was doing in 95.
You were probably in junior high school. Alex, I'm old as dirt.
Listen,
I'm not as old as him.
1995, I was 13 years out of college.
13 years out of college in 95. Wow.
I got out in 82.
Wow. I didn't even know where I was going.
You're
in
what?
college.
You're 40?
45.
45.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it. I know.
Yeah,
I
well,
know.
you,
I mean,
you look
I know.
40.
I appreciate
So where
that.
were you in 95?
95, I was in 10th grade.
Okay.
10th grade. I graduated in 97. So, yes. What? That's prime time. That's my prime years. What? 97, baby. Hey. Okay, relax, Katie. We know.
All right, it's time for our Dr. Pepper play of the game. It was the pass Caleb to DJ Moore.
Oh, yeah.
27 yards to set up the game-tying field goal. Dr. Pepper, an American original, just like our Chicago Bears, pleasing your taste buds since 1885. Dr. Pepper is a unique combination of 23 flavors, a winning formula football fans love. Grab an ice-cold, refreshing Dr. Pepper today at a McDonald's near you. That throw was freaking sensational. Let's do our Illinois Tollway look ahead. Lions, Bears on Thursday up in the Motor City.
Hell yeah, let's go.
That could
Let's
get.
go.
Oh yeah, good luck.
Huh?
I don't see you running out
I
there
know
to
nobody's
play.
scared of Detroit.
Oh please.
What are you talking about?
It's a different animal these days in Detroit.
Hey,
Not the
when
one you and I faced.
Hey, when you are on the tollway, peace of mind is just a call away. With the Illinois Tollway Star 999 service, help is always at your fingertips. Whether it's a flat tire, an unexpected breakdown, our dedicated team is here to assist you anytime, anywhere on the tollway. Drive with confidence, knowing that Star 999 is just a dial away. Remember, Star 999, we are always there when you need us on the Illinois Tollway. Okay, so the Lions, I gotta think, I agree with Tommy, I gotta think Dan Campbell is telling his guys, okay, F the Chicago Bears. They almost beat us up here last year. We got lucky at the end. They kicked our ass in Chicago. Enough. We are going to euthanize them right now.
Stop it. Stop this nonsense. Their best receiver is half a Megatron, okay? We don't care about him. What is his name? Amon-Ra St. Brown. Nobody care about him.
How about Jamison Williams?
What about him? He was the fourth receiver at Ohio State. Like, no, nobody cared.
He was the number one receiver at Alabama.
He had to leave to go to Alabama. He had to leave, and then their quarterback, he's a backup quarterback that they took in. No, okay, yeah, Detroit gonna beat the shit out of us, but I'm just saying, I have to make an argument. I'm trying here, but they're gonna run the ball down our throat, man.
Yeah.
The person it's not Campbell that's giving that speech. It is Montgomery giving that speech. He is talking to that team. Guys, I got this.
Did you see him, Tommy? He was doing an interview, and they showed him the schedule for the coming season.
He circled it.
And he says, there's 2 games on there that I can't wait to play.
Oh.
Chicago and Chicago.
I tell you what, I got him on my fantasy team, and you can bet your ass I'm going to be playing him. You can bet it. I'm going to play him.
Yeah, I'm going to put a same-game parlay together for him to get 2 touchdowns.
Oh, gosh.
Welcome to the haterade side, boys. Yes. Welcome to the haterade side. I picked against them against the Cardinals, against the Packers, against the Vikings. I mean, how in the world can I pick them to beat the best team in the NFC?
You cannot.
I do believe, though,
they're
that
the best team in the NFL.
I'm not going to argue with you. Yeah.
Nah, not the Ravens. Not the Ravens. Not the Ravens. Their defense isn't good enough.
Who would you put ahead of the Lions?
I wouldn't put anybody. I think they're the best team.
Yeah, they're probably
in
the
NFL.
best team in the league right now.
I think
they are scary.
I think the Bears, listen, I mean, it's all against them. They haven't given up a touchdown in 2 weeks, but they were playing a Jacksonville team with Mac Jones under center, and then last week they played the Colts with Anthony Richardson. Sorry.
Yep.
He'll be a good player, but not now. They're the number 2 in scoring defense in the league. But I think this Bears team's going to score some points. I do. They've had 1 sack the last 2 weeks. They're without Anzalone. They're without Hutchinson. They're probably going to be without their cornerback that they got from Tampa, Carlton Davis. I think the Bears will score some points. I don't think it'll be enough. I mean, but I think it could be a little bit closer than many think. It's still going to be, a 10-point win for the Lions.
So maybe we play the over. The total's 48.
Yeah, that's probably, if I was inclined, I'd probably play the over.
Yeah, I mean,
they
Detroit's
could score 50 on you by
42.
themselves.
Yeah, Detroit scored 42-17. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. They're just gonna run the ball.
I'm very nervous that I'm gonna be watching. Remember when Trestman was here and they gave up back-to-back 50 burgers?
Yeah.
That's
Patriots
New England,
and Packers.
Yeah,
New England and the Packers.
Whew, man.
I'm nervous.
Listen, if you want change, then that may end up being.
You need that. You need that good whooping when everybody
it's like
watching.
An enema. It'll clean you out.
It needs. Yes. You need to be embarrassed. And if the brass for the Chicago Bears feel embarrassed on Thanksgiving Day where everybody's watching this game, everybody, if they put up 50 and this game is over by, I don't know, 4 minutes into the third quarter,
Oh, God.
Yeah, Flus might well just get a hotel and stay there, man. Just stay in Detroit.
Hey, we
man.
can't take up. Where's Coach? He's staying.
Yeah, he ain't coming back.
He's at the casino hanging out.
Who thought we would be having this conversation 13 weeks into the NFL season this year?
I
Did you?
Well, I told you they should have made a coaching change at the end of last
did
year.
you
I don't want
think-
to remind you for the third time. So,
But did you think they were going to be
no, I
this-
did not. No, I did not. I did not think that.
Woo!
It was my birthday last week, yes.
So in true Hooters fashion, we have to celebrate today.
Okay,
Let's do it.
let's go, Cap.
Attention, Hooters! We have a very special birthday in the house. This is my best friend Dave. Can we give him a round of applause?
Woo! Woo!
Clap your wings like a chicken for me.
Of course.
No, with these.
Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna sit here and flap his wings like a chicken while we sing to him. Ready, ladies? Happy birthday, Ross Betty Cakes! Happy birthday, from the Hooters Gang! We're so excited, hope you're too. So happy birthday from the Hooters crew.
Woo! Happy birthday, Cap!
Thank you.
You took one on the chin there, buddy.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Oh my God.
100%. All right, I got a few more questions for you guys. James Altman wants to know, when are we going to hold Ryan Poles accountable for the condition of the team? Like, I feel like he hadn't been here 3 full years. It'll be January, it'll be 3. I feel like he tore it down and rebuilt it, and it's not done, but it's a better team that doesn't play well because of poor coaching.
I think how he's trying to build his team, I think it's just different than how Chicago fans or Chicago people want their team built. And he's trying to build it from the outside in. And he's not trying to build it like what a lot of Chicago fans are going to look at this week in the Detroit
They
Lions.
got 3
and how they
number
built
1
the team.
picks on the O-line.
Yeah.
Penei Sewell, best right tackle
Yes.
in football.
Yep.
Frank Ragnow, Taylor Decker. They're
Mhm.
loaded.
Yeah, but they've also put that draft capital into that. Now, if you do that, now you can't give up first-round picks for a quarterback that's not here 3 years from now. You can't do that. You know what I mean? And Mr. Trubisky, you can't do it. You know, you can't give up
Justin
stuff.
Fields.
Justin Fields, you can't give up picks for stuff, and then you have to make the right pick. They had to make the Penei Sewell pick. Just because you have the first-round pick, you still have to pick him. You know, like you can make the wrong pick a lot of
Look,
times.
they had a 3rd-round pick. They drafted a kid out of Yale who hasn't done anything
Nothing.
because of injury. They used a 4th-round pick on a punter.
Yep.
Now, I like what they did at 1,
That's
and I like
an
what they
arrogant
did at
pick,
9.
Someone told me.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
telling
you, Waddle,
I
and
mean,
you.
you can have draft currency, but as Alex said, you got to make it pay. So I think there have been some good things that he's done, but when your team underachieves the manner in which they have, your general manager has to wear some of it.
All right, let me
That's
ask
just
you guys a
reality.
question. I'll get your picks. We'll get you out of here. If the phone rang and you were running the team, and it was John Lynch in San Francisco or the Rams, Les Snead, and they said, hey, our coach wants to make a change. We'll trade you, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, but we want draft capital. You doing it?
What do they want?
Well, they don't want a 7th-round pick.
I know. I mean, if you want to give me a first-round pick for Shanahan,
Yeah,
it's gone.
you'd do it.
100%.
I would as well. Look, the Denver Broncos, I think, traded 2 first-rounders for
Sean Payton.
I'm doing it.
This is a tough choice for me because you have so many other issues you have to address, but you know how I feel about Shanahan. Like,
Oh, he'd date him.
I don't like him that much, but I mean,
probably not that much. I would do this
And
if
they
he was
double
available.
date with Harbaugh.
Now
In
you're
the
talking.
khakis, in the
Now you're
khakis.
talking. If Kyle Shanahan was available, I'd ride. I don't have a bike. I'd buy a bike. I'd ride out there. I'd hand him a ticket on a private jet to fly here, and then I'd ride my bike back. That's how much I think of him.
wow.
If that's what it would take to get him here,
Yes.
I would do that.
I'm with Waddle.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd fly, but I mean, I'd fly, but I
the
mean,
deal's not
we
done.
get the ticket.
You have to ride your bike out there to give him the ticket on the private jet.
All right, so
I'm willing to do it.
All right, so in between here and so I'll meet you in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and
That's
hand
fine.
you water.
And that will
on
be
your
sometime
trip.
in May.
Okay.
And for those of you thinking the Bears would get a private jet, I was told today when Dan Quinn came in to interview,
They picked him up O'Hare.
they brought him in coach. They didn't even buy him a first-class ticket. And then he was getting off the plane going, is this the operation I really want to be with? Coach!
Wow.
And this is why I said to you earlier, I'll believe it when I see it. Because the future is basically a prediction of what has happened in the past. So I hope that there's a change of direction. I hope that Kevin Warren brings a different outlook and a different way of doing business. I hope Ryan does the same. I hope he's given the autonomy to do what he wants. But sadly, until I see it, I won't believe it.
That's what it's going to come down to.
Prediction on the game score.
Oh, man. 37-17. Shit, we ain't scored with 37, so I know y'all don't think. Shit, I know y'all don't think I'm saying the Bears scoring 37. No. Detroit wins.
I'll say 30-20.
30-20?
Yeah, Lions.
So if you get the line at 10.5, you're going to cover.
Again, like I know I'm in the minority here. I think this offense is going to score a few points.
He spent the whole damn show talking bad about the Bears. Now he's going to be on the other side.
Well, it's actually going to be tight.
By the way,
I think they're actually going to hang with the best team in the
haters.
NFL.
By the way, I predicted a 10-point loss.
True.
How many games are lost in the NFL by 10 points?
That's
Not a
true.
lot.
That's
Right.
true.
So,
All right. I also want to shout out my father-in-law right here. The high school right down the road here, Sandberg, he's in the Hall of Fame, state champion wrestler. So.
State champion
Ron
wrestler?
Samitas, my guy.
So you told me when I walked in I probably shouldn't grab him.
That's correct.
Okay, all right, I won't. I ain't going to mess with him.
No, don't do that.
I'm not.
Wouldn't end well for you. All right, thank you again to everybody being out here. I got all my friends here. Scott Paddock, George McDaniel's got his family here. So thank you. Thank you to our great crew. Tommy, Alex, I'm Cap.
Yes.
Thank you, Hooters.
Happy
you guys
Thanksgiving.
Are awesome.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Happy
everybody.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
We'll talk to you
Yes.
next Tuesday. And then December 8th, we are in 10. December 10. We are in Aurora at the Hooters in Aurora on December 10. Have a great holiday.
Yes.
Go Bears.
Go Bears.
The days are shorter and the chill is setting in. Is your home ready to face the cold?
Feldco's energy-efficient windows can save you money and keep you warm this winter. Right now, buy one window and you'll get one free. Plus, no money down and no interest until 2026. Specifically designed for the Midwest, our windows are also backed by nearly 50 years of experience in the industry.
Buy one window, get one free, and soon. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Feldco Football Recap Live is brought to you by Feldco. For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866-4FELDCO, Chicago's home renewal experts. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers, the official truck partner of the Chicago Bears. Hooters. At Hooters, originality isn't just one thing, it's everything. World-famous wings and more, served up by the iconic Hooters girl. Hooters, always original. Dr. Pepper, an American original, just like our Chicago Bears. Grab an ice-cold, refreshing Dr. Pepper today at a McDonald's near you. Special Olympics Illinois. Special Olympics Illinois, so I did. Learn more at SOILL.org. Apt. For the best appliances for football season, shop at Apt. Pleasing people since 1936. Find them at apt.com. Four Seasons, heating, plumbing, air conditioning, and electric. For all the right reasons, Four Seasons. When you're on the tollway, peace of mind is just a call away. With the Illinois Tollway Star 999 service, help is always at your fingertips. Whether it's a flat tire or an unexpected breakdown, our dedicated team is here to assist you anytime and anywhere on the tollway. Drive with confidence knowing that Star 999 is just a dial away. Remember, Star 999, we're always there when you need us.
Some days, you've got big things to care about. Like that. and that. Luckily, the Whirlpool Smart Range automatically updates itself with features like Air Fry. So you can worry less about keeping up with the latest tech and care more about keeping up with the latest trends. Say cheese. Everyday care, Whirlpool.
To see the full line of Whirlpool appliances, shop at ACT, pleasing people since 1936.